Good morning, everyone. How are you all? I hope you're all fine and doing good. So, students, I once again welcome you to the second part of the chapter Modals. So, in the previous video, we have completed number 1, 2 and 3 models. So, now we are starting with the fourth kind of model, and that is may. Okay, now let us see what are the uses of may, or how is may used. Okay, let us see now. May is used, number 1, to express permission. Okay, here may is used to express, to show permission. Example number 1, you may use my pen for a day. You may use my pen for a day. Next is, may I come in, sir? So, here may, it shows permission. Okay. Now, point number 2, to express a purpose, it means reason. She flatters so that she may win favors. So, here may is used to show reason. So, why does she flatter? She flatters so that she may win favors. Number 2, we eat so that we may live. Okay. So, why do we eat? We eat so that we may live. So, here may, it shows the reason that why do we eat? We eat because we want to live. We have to live. Okay. So, I repeat, we eat so that we may live. Now, point number 3, to denote possibility. Possibility means certainty. It may snow tonight. Okay, here may, it shows the chances of snowing tonight. That tonight it may snow. कि आज बर्फ हो सकती है. Now, example number 2, I may be elected president. Here it shows the possibility that I may be elected president. Next, point number 4, to express a wish. Example, may you have the best of luck. Okay, here may, it shows the wish. I wish that you have the best of luck. Next example, may her soul rest in peace. It means I pray to God that may her soul rest in peace. Fine? Okay, so these were may, the uses of the model may. Now, number 5, model might. Okay, so now we will be learning about might. Might. Now see, point number 1, might is used to denote a possibility that is more doubtful than may. Okay, so here might is used to show a possibility, to show a possibility that is more doubtful than may. Okay, like if we say may, when we use may, it means it is quite sure. But if we say might, that means it is quite doubtful. It is more doubtful than may. Example number 1, she might pass. That means it is not sure that she will pass. Clear? She might pass. That means she may also fail. Next, the patient might recover. That means it is not sure that the patient must recover. It is quite doubtful that the patient may not recover. Okay, like suppose if we say, if we talk about some disease or illness which is not curable, like you can say diabetes. Diabetes is a lifelong illness. Okay, once we get diabetes or once we get BP, high blood pressure or arthritis, this all disease, this all illness is being carried out by a human being throughout his life. Okay, so it is not sure that we will be cured of all these diseases or all this sickness, illness. Fine. So, in that case we will use the word might. The patient might recover. Understood all of you? Okay, point number 2. Might is used Might is also used to denote extreme politeness during a discussion. When we discuss with 2 or 3 persons or more persons, might is used to show extreme politeness. Example number 1, might I have a chance to speak? That means you all were speaking, so can I put up my view now, or can I put up my point now? So we use the word might in order to show extreme politeness. Might I have a chance to speak? Example number 2, if I might request you, couldn't you teach us history? That means if I might request you, here might it shows extreme politeness. That means I am requesting you, so will you please teach us history? Fine. So these were the uses of might. Next is can and could. Yes, point number 6, can and could. Now see, point number 1, can and could are used to express ability or power. Example, I can speak English. Here can it shows the ability. That means I have the ability to speak English. Example number 2, can you see the bird on the tree? That means do you have the power in your eyes to see the bird on the tree? Fine? Okay. Now, next point. Point number 2. Can and could are used to express permission. Can and could is also used to show permission. Example, you can leave the class after half an hour. Okay, here it shows the permission. Like suppose if I have asked for the permission that can I go out of the class, and the teacher has answered that yes, you can leave the class after half an hour. That means I have got the permission to leave the class after half an hour. Fine. Next point. Sorry, next example. Can I go to the library now? No, you can't. So here can it shows permission. Okay, I am asking for the permission if I can go to the library now, but I am denied. No, I can't. That means I am being denied. Next, point number 3. Okay. Okay. So the next is point number 3. Okay. Can and could are used to express possibility. Fine? They express possibility. That is, some action or event is possible. That means any action or any event is sure to happen. Example, there can be an accident at any time on this bridge. So it shows that there can be an accident at any time on this bridge. So we can take an example, like we can say that the bridge is weak at the root, okay, or the center of the bridge is not strong enough, so it can break or it can fall. So the sentence claims that, it states that there can be an accident at any time on the bridge. That means there is a possibility of an accident on the bridge anytime. Clear to everyone? Okay, now let us see the next point, point number 7. Yes, now number 7 model is must. Must. Now see, when is must used? Must is used to express necessity, compulsion, or strong moral obligation. Fine? Must is used to express necessity, compulsion, or strong moral obligation. Example, we must obey the natural laws. That means it is compulsion. It is compulsory for each and every one of us to obey the natural laws. So we say we must obey the natural laws. Now next example, candidates must answer 3 out of the 5 questions. That means the 3 is required. 3 answers are required. Okay, so candidate must answer 3 out of the 5 questions. Similarly, number 3, I must finish the work today. And point number 4, example number 4, vehicles must not be parked in front of the office. Okay, so here must shows necessity, compulsion or a strong moral obligation. Clear? Now let us see point number 2. Fixed determination. Okay, that means determination which is very fixed. Determination means a strong power to do something or a strong desire to do something. That's called determination, a strong willpower. Clear? Now point number 2 is fixed determination. Example number 1, I must have my way in this matter. Okay, here I must have my way in this matter. That means I am not getting any conclusion, I am not getting any option, but I must have my way in this matter. So in this matter मतलब इस चीज़ के लिए I must have my way, मुझे अपना रास्ता निकालना है. Fine. Number 2, we must have our money back. That means we have given our money to a money lender or to someone, and now we must get our money back. We must have our money back. That means it is a determination that we should get it back. Clear to everyone? Point number 3, it shows duty. Must shows duty. Example, a soldier must be loyal, because if a soldier is loyal, then only he can defend his country. Fine. So here must shows duty. Next, example number 2, a judge must be upright. That means a judge must have the ability to take the right decision. That means he should not take the case for granted. Okay, like we can say he should not think that out of the 2 victims, one is in my favor, so I will favor him. One is my relative, so I will favor him. No, this is wrong. Okay, so what is the duty of the judge? The duty of the judge is that he must be upright. He must be very strict. He must be very straightforward. He must be very clear. Fine. Next, point number 4, inevitability. Inevitability means the thing which is sure to happen. One day man must die. That means it is sure to happen that someday man will die. So we will not say one day man will die. No, we will say one day man must die. Clear? Now point number 5, certainty of strong likelihood. Certainty means possibility, sure. A strong likelihood means in favor of. Okay, strong favor. Example, she must have reached home by now. So now it is sure, it is certain that she must have reached home by now. अब तक वो घर पहुंच चुकी होगी. Okay, so it shows the certainty. That means possibility. Example number 2, you must be thirsty after your long walk. That means, like suppose you are going for a walk and your mother is asking you to carry a bottle of water, but you deny. So your mother says that you must be thirsty after your long walk. आप इतने चलने के बाद अब जरूर आपको प्यास लगेगी, पानी की प्यास लगेगी. Fine. So it is said that you must be thirsty after your long walk. That means it shows certainty, sure. Clear everyone? Now the last point is point number 6, a guess or an inference from circumstances. That means to imagine. Okay. Now example number 1, the principal must be in the office. That means you are guessing that where could your principal be. So the answer is that the principal must be in the office. Principal को office में होना चाहिए. Clear? Now example number 2, your uncle must be at least 50. That means by now your uncle must be 50. शायद आपके अंकल अब 50 साल के हो गए हो, कम से कम 50 साल के तो हो गए होंगे. Your uncle must be at least 50. So I hope it is clear to you up till point number 7. Yes? Okay. So now let us proceed to model number 8. Okay, let us see what is model number 8. Okay, it is out or out to. So out to is used to give advice. Example, you out to stop smoking. That means you should stop smoking or you must stop smoking. Now here, see here, out to, okay, out to, it shows, out to is even stronger than should and must. Clear? Example, you out to stop smoking. That means you should stop smoking at any cost. Point number 2. To denote duty. That means to show duty. 1 minute. Okay, now it is even clear. Yes. Now point number 2. To denote duty. Example, yes, we ought to love our country. Here, we ought to love our country. It shows stronger feelings than must and should. We don't say we must love our country. We ought to love our country. That means we have to love our country. You next. Example number 2. You ought not to walk on the lawn. On the lawn. You ought not to walk on the lawn. That means you should not walk on the lawn. You are not advised to walk on the lawn. So ought to is even stronger. It shows strong determination than must and should. Point number 3. Ought to have plus third form of verb is used to indicate a past obligation that was not fulfilled. Okay, so ought to have and third form of verb is used to indicate a past obligation that was not fulfilled. Example, he ought to have been more careful. उसे और इससे भी ज़्यादा केयरफुल होना चाहिए था. He ought to have been more careful. Example number 2. She ought to have obeyed her parent. उसे अपने पेरेंट्स की बात मान लेनी चाहिए थी. She ought to have obeyed her parent. So here ought to shows a position stronger than must and should. Fine everyone? Next. Have to. Okay, now point number 1. Have to is used to indicate obligation. Example, he has to work hard for a living. That means if he wants to live, he has to work hard. But here we are using has because has is used by singular person. Okay, have is used for plural, whereas has is used for singular. And here, since the sentence is about singular person, he, so we are using the word has. Okay, so the modal has is used here in place of have. Fine. So he has to work hard for a living. Example number 2. I have to attend the meeting tomorrow. Okay, it shows a strong application. That means I have to attend the meeting tomorrow. मुझे कल जैसे भी meeting attend करना है. Fine. Now see point number 2. When the obligation or necessity is a repeated occurrence. When obligation or necessity is a repeated means बार बार, okay, बार बार होना, occurrence means सामने आना, fine. When the obligation or necessity is a repeated occurrence. Example, do you have to work on holidays too? So we get many holidays in a year, okay. So here this sentence is that they have to work on holidays too. That means they are getting many holidays, but even on those holidays they had to work. Okay, so here this action, that means working action, is in a repeated form. So we use the modal have to. They have to work on holidays too. Second example, we have to be at school by 7 a.m. Okay, we have to be at school by 7 a.m. सुबह के 7 बजे हमें स्कूल पे मौजूद होना चाहिए. Clear to everyone? Now point number 3. Had to is used for a necessity or obligation in the past. Okay, it shows a necessity or obligation in the past time. Example number 1. He had to finish the work in time. Right? He had to finish the work in time. That means उसे टाइम में काम खत्म कर लेना चाहिए था. He had to finish the work in time. Example number 2. We had to pay the fees by the 10th of every month. Okay, that means हमें 10 तारीख से पहले हमारी फीस जमा हो जानी चाहिए हर महीने. Clear? Now let us see next point, and that is point number 10. That is dare. Now see, when is dare used? Dare is used to denote challenge. Okay, dare actually means हिम्मत. How dare you? तुम्हारी जुर्रत कैसे हुई? Dare means challenge or हिम्मत. Okay. Defiance in affirmative sentence. Example, how dare she behave in this manner? How dare she behave in this manner? उसकी ऐसे behave करने की जुर्रत कैसी हुई? How dare she behave in this manner? Example number 2. He dares to call you a thief. That means he dare. उसने तुम्हें चोर बुलाया. He dares to call you a thief. Fine? That means he showed a challenge. He challenged you by calling you a thief. Fine? So here, and in point number 2, it denotes ventures and courage in negative sentence. Fine? Example, one minute, let me adjust, okay? Oh, sorry. Yes, I think I can adjust. No. Yes, okay. Now see here. Okay. As a model, it expresses necessity. Necessity means something required. Example, you need not pay the fine. That means you do not need to pay the fine. Okay, here it is negative sentence. Okay, can you see not? Not shows the negative statement. So here it shows the necessity. That means you need not pay the fine. आपको फाइन देने की जरूरत नहीं है. Next example, she need not wait more. That means she do not need to wait anymore and she may go now. Clear? Next, point number 3. In interrogative sentences, need I go to the court today? When we talk about interrogative sentence, we start with need and then end in a question mark. Need I go to the court today? That means, do I need to go to the court today? Next example, need to pay the fine. That means, do they need to pay the fine? Do they have to pay the fine? That means, are they required to pay the fine? Clear to everyone? Next, point number 4. The past form is need have. Example, the past form. Okay, in the past form, we use need have. You needn't have come so far. That means, you didn't need to come so far. That means, why have you come here? Okay, it's like from 100 kilometers, you have been walking, or you have come from 100 kilometers. It was not required to do so. So, why have you done that? Clear? Next example. Need you have taken all this trouble? That means, why did you take all this trouble? You should not have taken all this trouble. Fine? Next. Yes. And the last point is, last modal is used to. So, used to is used, point number 1, to show discontinued habit. That means, the habit which is not continued anymore. That means, earlier you was in the habit of doing something, but now it has been stopped. Example, there used to be a palace here. That means, earlier there was a palace, but now it is no more. Clear? Example number 2, he used to live in a village before his marriage. That means, before his marriage he was residing in the village, and now he is in the town. Clear? Point number 2, to denote a repeated action. That means, to show an action which is repeated continuously. Example, when he was young, he used to play football. That means, earlier he used to play, and now he is not playing anymore. Okay, when he was young, he used to play football. Example number 2, she used to dance before her marriage. Before her marriage, she was in the habit of dancing, but now after her marriage, she has stopped dancing. Is it clear to all? Now see, point number 3. Used to also means accustomed to. Accustomed to means habitual of. Example number 1, I am not used to hard manual labor. That means, I am not habitual of doing hard and manual labor. Example number 2, they are used to a cold climate. That means, they are used to a cold climate. That means, they are living at a cold climate, and they are habitual of that climate, and they do not catch cold. That means, they are habitual. They are accustomed. Okay. So, I hope the chapter is clear to you, as we have come to the end of the models. Fine. So, I hope the chapter is clear to you. Watch the video again and again, so that you can remember it all with your heart. You will remember it. You will not forget it anymore. Okay. Okay. Thank you, everyone.